Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Good Tuesday evening. Welcome to the Digital Sim Sports Network, the Dirt Racing Network, and live coverage of the Timber Creek Homes Stock Car Series, presented by BeefOBradys Digital Sim Racing League, round number 7. Place for lovers, Pocono, Pennsylvania. Big, long, triangular shaped, 3 different types of corners. Takes a special discipline to be able to run this place. You got turn 1, which is kind of fashioned after Daytona. Turn 2 after Indianapolis. And turn 3 after some flat place that no one wants to go race at. Big, long, sweeping corner. It's a little bit like the Milwaukee track. There's a lot of tracks you can equate it to. But this place is crazy. The front stretch is forever long. Super stretch. Down that big, it's like 1,800 feet. It's forever long. You saw Ross Cato right there. 4-wheel drift the car coming out of turn 4. You run all the way down. You're going to go a very, very, very long ways down there to turn 1. We got 21 drivers checked in tonight. There is the 118 of Austin Selman. I just saw him pop in a little bit ago, and I hadn't seen him turn a lap just yet. So, I was curious if he actually made it into the server, if he was having technical difficulties. If you weren't here last night, well, first of all, shame on you. Second of all, you missed a fantastic race at Gateway last night in the Truck Series. Drivers were battling hard the last 15 laps for the lead. And a fantastic job both Kobe Stidham and Seth Wansing did in that. They're here tonight. Seth Wansing is out here flipping laps in that 5 car. He's 7th quick right now, but I expect him to race better than he practices. He normally does. Kobe Stidham is currently 10th on the chart. They're about out of time here in the practice session anyway. We'll get the qualifying, and then we'll get on with the racing. There's the 94 of Galen Gidman. Has a win this season at Iowa. Man, he is drifting that car. There's Drew Neal making his, what I believe is his first or second start in the series. Might be his first start in this series. Trey Schmidt, he's been quick every time he's come and raced. In fact, he led a lot of the laps at North Wilkesboro and got turned late in the race, leading. Brandon Steele. Told Casey, Brandon Steele looked like he got out of shape. Yep. Threw the camera back, sure enough, sideways. Guys, don't be afraid to say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. You got a favorite driver, shout them out. If you're on Facebook, like, share, and follow. If you're on YouTube, Twitch, or Trovo, hit the subscribe button so you'll know every time we go live. At least 3 nights a week. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday right now. We don't know if we're adding any more nights as we start to get into the warm part of the year. We'll see what happens. I've seen a lot of requests for broadcasters, but a lot of that is Fridays and Saturdays, and we do not cover races on Fridays and Saturdays. From about the first week of March until about the last week of October. Just can't do it. Cold part of the season where we're stuck indoors, yeah, a little different story. It's always fun to interact with you guys and make sure that you do say hi to us. Let us know you're there. There's Kobe Stidham going into turn 2 right there. Let's go take a look real quickly. I'm going to give you the series points as they stand. Oh, that scared me. It is Casey Graves, Nick Cooper, Garrett Boyd, Kobe Stidham, and Thomas Brandner. Your top 5. Boyd and Stidham tied for 3rd. Casey Graves out in front by a little margin, 23 points over his teammate Nick Cooper. Here comes Doyle Lawrence. He'll come screaming into the frame and then go screaming right out. 52 points back to Boyd and Stidham, and it's 123 back to Brandner in the 5th spot. Austin DeMore has made nice gains, and he is up to 6th in the points. Larch, Wansing, Spalding, and Gidman, the top 10 remaining drivers. Wansing 3 wins, but he's missed a couple of races this season, so he would be a little higher in the standings, but now currently that is where he sits. So we'll get ready for qualifying. We'll start watching these guys as soon as they start rolling out. Now let's go watch this guy right here. 7 car, Austin DeMore, right outside that top 5. Got into the top 5 going into the truck race last night. He started at the back, did a good job, kept it pointed the right way, brought it home. Ooh, that's a long angle. Got himself a solid finish in the truck race last night. The up to speed lap here. Now, please remember, these drivers have to start the race on the tires that they qualify on. And then they will only have 2 more sets. They've got about an 18 and 19 lap window on tires. So if you do 80 laps, divide that up. That is not 19. They're going to have to do some tire saving. They may have to do a stop where they do not change tires, or they may have to do stops where they do one set of lefts and then one set of rights on the next stop and then maybe 4 tires. They may go backwards with all that. There's a whole lot of strategies that can play out, and cautions can really change everything. Whoa, David, welcome back to the show. He's cheering the 69, the Team Phoenix driver. We'll go find our Team Phoenix driver if we can. He has not made it onto the racetrack yet. He may not. He may elect to start at the back and save tires. That's kind of... He's not necessarily known for his qualifying efforts anyway. And so saving the tires, those 2-3 laps, he may elect to do that, knowing how the tire situation is going to be. First driver across the line, Austin D'Amore. One and done for D'Amore, 54-52. Victor Pfluger in the 15. Galen Gidman, 54-17, goes to the top of the board. Wansing just a little bit off of that. Wansing at a 54-46. Victor Pfluger. Pfluger second quick, and he almost got there. I got to send something to the admins, guys. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Admins of the race control had a question, and we have the answer. Oh, let's go watch another driver here. Let's go watch Nick Cooper. Looks like Cooper is actually out on the racetrack. We don't often see Cooper qualify, but it looks like tonight that's going to be different. As this will be his second lap. Cooper. Cross the line. No time for Nick Cooper. Don't know why he's not posting time, but he's getting the laps in. Michael Larch jumps to third quick. Matt Robinson is now fifth quick. Brandon Steele is on track. He's about to complete lap number 1. Where does that move Steele to? 11th at 54.69. He's going to go ahead and take his second lap. See if he can improve. Right now, it is Galen Gidman, your quick qualifier. Oh, that is not going to do it. That big slide in turn 2, that puts some heat, some wear on that right rear. Well, were it me, I might have shut it down right there just so that I didn't put any more stress on that right rear tire. Turn 2 has always been the trickiest turn on the track. It's real quick, real flat. You got to get in there just right. You really don't want to be on the outside getting in there. And if you are, you light pancake the wall coming out. And then the exit of turn 3/4. His second lap, he's just a little quicker, but he did not move on the board. So he will stay right there. So Galen Gidman, the 94 car. Your Timber Creek Homes sponsored machine is going to have the pole, and he'll be able to stay there. Our top 5 will end up going to the back, and I'll read those to you as we go if I can remember to give them. But Gidman and Wansing, the 94 and 5 on our front row, the 48 of Michael Larch inside of row number 2, next to the 15 of Victor Pfluger. Matt Robinson in the 30 starts inside row 3 with Kobe Stidham. Stidham will be a driver that moves to the back of the field. Top 5 in points move to the back to start the race. Ross Cato, the 12, inside row 4, and he's got the 21 of Garrett Boyd. Boyd also one of those drivers that is moving to the back. And that'll move Kevin Spaulding way up because he's in row 5 on the outside next to the 7 of Austin D'Amore. Brandon Steele in the 40 and Austin Simmelman in the 18. They make up our 6th row. Trey Schmidt in the 20, Doyle Lawrence in the 88 in row number 7. Drew Neal in the 1 and Michael Everett in the 8 in row number 8. And then to the back driver Nick Cooper and Casey Graves. They share row 9, the 35, and the 01. Thomas Brandner, the last of our drivers, moving to the back in the 24 inside of row number 10. Mike Forstner elected not to qualify, save some laps on his tires. He'll start the 69 car in row number 10 on the outside. And then the 73 of Larry Moody, your final official starter. So we'll see a little shifting around. Some of those will not be where these drivers start. Hello, Jennifer. Welcome to the show. My man, we just need like Aaron and Mary Lee and Jersey to show up, and the whole Forstner crew. At Kenneth, I don't know where Kenneth is at. Maybe Kenneth is in here too. But then the whole Forstner crew will be here, all cheering for the 69 car. He's got a lot of work tonight. He had a beautiful run going last night, and unfortunately got caught up with a lap car about 3/4 of the way through that race and took what was going to be about a top 3 or 4 finish and DNF'd the junked car. So, sadly, we're going to see something off the front row tonight. We saw that 5 truck last night, Seth Wansing, in an epic battle with the 36 of Kobe Stidham. And tonight we're going to see Galen Gidman and Seth Wansing. And Wansing and Gidman had their battle early in that race at Gateway in the trucks last night. And Gidman kind of gave way at a point. Just Wansing is just smooth, smart. He's saving while he's racing. He's racing while he's saving. I don't know if I'm seeing just dust out of the 94 or if that's smoke trailing out of that 94 car, but I don't see it now. Must have been something dirty on the track he ran through. But we are going to get ready to go green. As you can see, the field starting to form up. We will have drivers a little bit out of order at the back, but hello, Ken. Thank you for chiming in. I do appreciate it greatly, sir. Pace car getting out of the way. Green flag in the air. We are underway. 80 laps at Pocono, the Timber Creek Homes of Southwest Florida Stock Car Series presented by BeefOBradys. Side by side they go down into turns 1 and 2. Gidman now will take the advantage on the bottom, the short way around turn 1. Here comes Larch right alongside Wansing. They're fanned out 4 wide, 5 wide almost behind him. Starts and restarts are going to get hectic up that short chute, the Long Pond Straight. They'll get them filed down. You can see, you really want to be careful. 2 wide back there, way back in the field. They're 3 wide, getting ready to go into turn 3. Moody, the meat and the sandwich between Stidham and Boyd. See Mike Forstner now on the high side. He's the top bred in this sandwich. Brandner went to the middle. Stidham's inside. We will see a little bit of this until things start to get strung out 5-6 laps. If they don't get it sorted out sooner, we'll probably see a caution. Still side by side. That is Nick Cooper working around Drew Neal out of turn 1. Gidman, Wansing, and Larch still at the front. Robinson is 4th. Cato is 5th. Good old Ross Cato. That was Thomas Brandner alongside Drew Neal, and that little break in momentum allowed Kobe Stidham to get a run out of 2. And now we'll see who has the power up the front stretch. Brandner going to have the run, the momentum, and he'll pull up there into that 16th position. Let's go a little closer to the front. Austin D'Amore in the 7 car, running in 6th right now. Right behind him, Semmelman and Spalding, and I thought they were going to go side by side, but not quite enough position for the 118 of Austin Semmelman. Matt Robinson, teammate to the 48 of Michael Larchin. He was all over him right there. Just couldn't seal the deal. Gidman out front. Wansing is still second. The top 5 are nose to tail. There's a little gap back to D'Amore in 6th. A little bigger gap back to 7th and 8th. Spalding and Semmelman. Then Victor Pfluger in that 9th spot has a small gap between himself and the next group, which is a full group of cars, beginning with Brandon Steele in the 40, and it goes all the way down the line. Doyle Lawrence, the 88. Back to Trey Schmidt, Casey Graves coming from the back now, Michael Everett, Thomas Brander, Kobe Stidham, Nick Cooper. Garrett Boyd is right there with these guys. Neil Forstner and Moody. And it's about 7 seconds from first to last right here. It's about the length of that short chute between turn 1 and turn 2. Now out the outside, Wansing going to try to take command of this thing going through 3 and 4, and he'll have the lead when we get to the line to complete lap number 4. Gidman tucked in behind. Larch moved down in front of the 30, but it wasn't enough. The 12 had a big run, and Cato puts Robinson back a spot and closes in on the battle at the front. A lot going on a little deeper in the field. Right here, 3 wide once again. Lawrence, Schmidt, Brandner. Schmidt's going to give way right here. He falls behind Lawrence, leaves the bottom for Brandner and out of turn 2. 24 just didn't have enough momentum left in that run to get the job done. And now he's going to slide behind the 20, open the door. Here comes Stidham. Got the car in high, set it early. Can he go 2 for 1 down the front stretch? Man, that was a big wiggle out of Doyle Lawrence coming out of 4. He took 2 lanes to get that car back up underneath him right there. A lot of momentum broken. And Schmidt fending off Stidham. And Brandner's going to go around Lawrence this time. There's Garrett Boyd sneaking into the picture. Still Brandner trying to work around Lawrence. He may get it done out of 2, and here comes Boyd with a big head of steam. 21 of Garrett Boyd now moves to the inside of the 88. That'll move him up to the 15th spot. Go to the front because Seth Wansing is starting to open up a little bit of a gap on Garrett Boyd. The draft behind him is going to catch these guys right back up. That long front stretch is kind of the equalizer here. You got to be good through the technical part of the track. Otherwise, you're going to get swallowed up by the draft coming to turn 1. But if you can be good from turn 1 through turn 3, you can open up enough of a gap that these guys can't make that draft work to get around you before you get down to turn 1. 54.60s right now. 55.40s. 54.60s for the quick lap thus far. 55.40 for our average lap right now. Remember, these guys qualified up front in the low 54s. Yeah, 54.47 now. Car way at the back. I think that was Drew Neal, Nick the Fence coming out of 4. Nothing major. Nobody backwards or sideways. But he's trying to get momentum back, and he's having a hard time with it. Watching 4th and 5th right here. Ross Cato. Oh, battle for the lead. Gidman got a good run through 2. Is he going to be able to get there in turn 3? Yeah, it looks like he will. He is going to open the door. But Wansing drives it down to the center of the corner. Just reasserts himself. He wants control of the race, and he's going to do everything he has to try to keep that control. If that means to drive just a little harder through a corner so the pass can't be completed, that's what he's going to do. Got drivers headed off to pit road. Doyle Lawrence, the 88 car, already headed to pit road. A little early, but he might be running the race backwards. Let's go see what he's doing. Wansing held him off. Lawrence is headed to his pit stall. A set of tires going on that 88 car. And we'll see if he rolls back out. Gidman opened the door, gets around Wansing, and that's just a floodgate, it looks like, because Larch is going to go by. Cato is trying to get by. Wansing nicked the fence off of 4, and Cato made an evasive move. I think he saw that somehow, and he fell back in line. So Wansing will go from first to third. Gidman back to the point. Larch behind him. And now Austin D'Amore has sniffed up the back of this group, and it is a 6-car breakaway as Robinson looks on the inside of turn 2 on Cato. Will Cato do the quick let him go, fall behind? He tries, and he's going to get it done right in front of D'Amore. So Gidman, Larch, Wansing, Robinson, D'Amore, Cato 5th, D'Amore 6th. Kevin Spaulding is still 7th, and he's got a big gap behind him to Victor Pfluger. That gap is about 1.2 seconds. Cars headed for pit road. Larry Moody in the 73 car will peel off. He's in the window. If he just gets fuel, he's in the window to make it and get his other 2 sets of tires. And he'll be really tight at the end, but he could make it. Going to have to stretch a little bit. We saw Michael Larch win the season opener. Auto Club. Bad luck. Most of the season through, he's got another podium in there. But he has had several DNFs. Galen Gidman way down onto the painted area at the bottom of the racetrack. Trying to keep that draft off of him. We're within 7 to 8 laps of making it to pit stops here. Green flag pit stops, always a game changer. Now Wansing has fallen back to 5th. He's in danger of Austin D'Amore getting a piece of that, and I wanted to see Wansing's lap time. Yeah, he's slowed down a lot. We're in the 56-second bracket now. Tire fall off is a big deal here. That's managing these tires for these guys. Going to be a pretty big deal. Doyle Lawrence has retired from the race. Larry Moody still sitting on pit road. We'll see if he comes back out. Victor Pfluger in 8th. Thomas Brander now is up to 9th. He just got around Casey Graves. Both of them inside the top 10. Semmelman is currently 11th, but Stidham's got the inside. He'll head into turn 1 and take the spot away. Moves Stidham in the 36 to 11th. Semmelman to 12th. Boyd is 13th. Schmidt, Steele, Cooper is 16th. Forstner, Everett, and Neal. The remaining cars on track all the way 19th. Drew Neal is 19 seconds behind your leader. Your leader's coming under fire here. Michael Larch is turning up the wick. Given with a big run in, and Larch gets the run out. And that is a monster run. He's going to have room if he wants to pull out, but I don't think he's going to. I think he's going to stay there. Goes Austin D'Amore. We see D'Amore pull out. Wansing lets him go quickly. He gets back in line. So Wansing started on the front row outside and now has fallen back to 6th as we close in on pit stops. And he may be trying to stretch just an extra lap or two on these guys. I know what Wansing does. He'll clutch it. He'll save fuel. He'll do anything unorthodox just to try to get a couple extra laps. Little fresher tires, a little bit longer, and it really does make a difference. You can see the top 4 have broken away from the 5th place car of D'Amore. D'Amore got away from Wansing. Spalding, not really gaining, but not really losing a whole lot. Victor Pfluger is gaining on him. Graves got back around Brandner. So did Kobe Stidham. It's Thomas Brandner now 11th. And he was 7th or 8th just a couple of laps ago. Boyd. Then Semmelman. Schmidt, Steele, Cooper, Forstner. There's Mike Forstner going by right there. Just kind of hanging out. Putting in the work. Getting the laps done. See what he's saving. That's what we want to do. We want to see what he's saving. But we are within 4 to 5 laps of pit stops. This has been green. It's been very clean. The 2 retirees, I'm not really sure what they retired for. Michael Everett hits pit road. That Mountain Dew Baja Blast, number 8. Yo, Taco Bello. He'll go to his pit stall. See what he does for tires on this stop. Missed his pit box just a couple of feet. It's going to cost him. Fuel. Fuel only? Yeah, fuel only for the 8 car. Bold move, sir. Bold move. Here comes Galen Gidman. He'll peel off at lap number 16. Oh, locked him up getting into the pits. He may have been speeding. Maybe not. I don't know. That was a lot. Austin D'Amore comes in as well. So we'll see what these guys get done. Gidman's the first pit stall. So he's got to go all the way to the end down here. They hit their pit boxes nearly at the same time. Left side tires going on the 94 car. Fuel. Let's go watch Larch and company as they come out of turn 2. It's Larch, Cato, and Robinson all together. We'll see if they come in. Wansing is back there, but he's about 4.5 seconds off of this leader pack right here. All 3 headed to pit road. Now we'll watch Wansing. Is he going to peel off? No. He's not peeling off, and that's Michael Everett that got in line behind him. Everybody headed for pit road now. It's busy down here. That was your front 3. There goes Cato to his box. Robinson and Larch. Here comes that's Victor Pfluger. I'm sorry. I almost said Thomas Brandner, but that's Victor Pfluger. Garrett Boyd. So back out. Where's Wansing? Well, Wansing's going through turn 2, and he's probably going to let Everett unlap himself here. And we'll see what he does. He's going to have to peel off. He cannot go another lap. He will not. Kept it too low on the exit. I knew he was coming to pit road. About as good as you can get getting on pit road right there. So let's see. Where's Gidman? Gidman is headed up to the Long Pond Straight. He's actually headed down to turn 3 now. Off of turn 2 when we picked him up on camera. Can Wansing get in and get back in this battle? Cato got around Robinson again. But the field's starting to get spread out. There's Wansing on pit road. And he'll roll out. Where is he going to get back in line? He was about 6th when this cycle started. Oh, and he's going to lose some spots. There goes Stidham. There goes Graves. Now, he'll have a couple of laps for tires on some of these guys. So he'll be faster in about 3 laps. But he is going to fall in line in 9th. It's Gidman and Larch 1-2, but that gap about a second. Cato is back about another 0.8 of a second. Then Robinson about 1.3 seconds behind Cato. And DeMoore, well, he's another 1.4 seconds behind that. He's almost 4.5 seconds off the lead. Victor Pfluger up to 6th. Pit cycle complete. That puts Stidham 7. Graves is 8th. Wansing settled in 9th. And then Kevin Spaulding right there in front of Garrett Boyd, Nick Cooper, Thomas Brandner, Brandon Steele, Trey Schmidt, Mike Forstner 16th, Semmelman, Everett, and Drew Neal back here coming off turn 2. And the leaders, well, they're about to be in turn 2, so we'll get some lap traffic, but it's so spread out right now that I don't think it's going to be much of a factor. Ross Cato making a charge. He ran down Michael Larch and went right by him. They only went in 1 lap apart. Some of these guys are on no tires. Some guys took lefts. Some guys took rights. It's going to be exciting all race. I have a feeling that this is, we're only going to see a caution if something really wild happens here. Let's go back and let's find Austin DeMoore, who's just a little bit off of these guys. Sits in 5th, 4.8 seconds off your leader. 9th place in his qualifying effort. He's been very close. He almost had the race at Iowa 1, a coming to the white flag incident with the guy running 2nd. Cost him what I feel like could have been a win. Pretty sure it would have been. I think he ended up 5th in that deal because they had come and taken the white flag and the incident happened and everybody drove by down in turn 1. Wansing is now 10th as Garrett Boyd got by. Spalding, Brandner, and Cooper are all starting to reel him in. Trey Schmidt is 14th back here. I think it's going to be a 5-car pack, and they'll see what they can do with these guys. Ross Cato to the point as he goes around Galen Gidman out of turn number 1. Man, he just drove it by him. Let's go look at that. Gets a run off of 4. And when we get down to turn 1, he is right past him. Right there. Gone. Gidman now 2nd. 2nd off of the lead. Michael Larch, another 2.1 seconds behind that. These tires. This is the thing these guys got to do. They had to choose tire strategies, and I think Cato took 2 tires, and I think it's making a big difference. Now, the next run, if he can't take 4 tires, he's going to fall back through this field because the other guys will put a set of tires on. When we get around lap 36, 37, 38, let's go see because Seth Wansing didn't take tires. Think he took fuel only, and he's way back here. He needs this to stay green. These guys that didn't take tires, they need this to stay green so those fresh tires, they can work it all back because he was your leader. And he is now 15 seconds off of the lead. He blended back into traffic 9th after pit stops. He led the beginning part of this race. Gidman went out front, then Wansing took it over, then Gidman took it back. Ross Cato picking him up and putting him down. He is 2.2 seconds ahead of the field now. Out on a Sunday drive. Well, let's see. 19th place, Michael Everett. Where is he? There's your leader at the line. And he's headed up the Long Pond stretch, about a third of a track ahead. And there's a battle. Victor Pfluger working on Matt Robinson. That is going to be a pass for 4th place if he can get it done. Robinson up the hill. Pfluger will take the spot. Here comes Austin D'Amore. Does he have a good run? Can he go after the 30 car as well? Casey Graves and Thomas Brandner are now 9th and 10th. Stidham is 8th, right in front of those guys. Trey Schmidt right there in 11th. A little slow for Graves off of turn 3 and a good run for Brandner. And I think Schmidt is going to try to help push him and see if they can both clear Casey Graves before they get down to turn 1, and they're going to get that job done right as they get to the entry. So now Schmidt is 10th, Brandner is 9th, Casey Graves falls out of the top 10 again. They're all chasing Stidham, who's right there on the left side of the screen. There's Garrett Boyd going by the 21. He's starting to come forward a little. I think he took right side tires that last stop. But Ross Cato is stroking these guys right now. He is 3.3 seconds out in front of his teammate Galen Gidman. That is right there to the start finish. That is a third of that front stretch. And Larch is about to have company because Pfluger and Robinson and D'Amore are kind of lining up, and they're starting to work on getting to him. Just as I say that, D'Amore pulled out a line, but he's not going to go after the pass. Let's go see where our buddy Mike Forstner's at. Mike Forstner back here, 15th currently. He is about 25 seconds off the lead. I didn't see what he did on his pit stop for tires. But he started at the back. He's made up about 6 positions. Brandon Steele, Austin Simmelman, Drew Neal, Michael Everett. And like I said, Everett is a 19th, still in the lead lap. But Ross Cato is not that far behind, about half the front stretch. We're getting to about 10 laps before pits. Cato and Gidman, while there's 4 seconds between them, it's another over 4 seconds back to the 3rd place car of Michael Larch. Larch looks in the mirror and sees the 15 of Pfluger. Garrett Boyd now got around Austin D'Amore. He's up to 5th. Robinson is back to 7th. Brandner, Schmidt, and Stidham through 10th. Casey Graves still 11th, and Nick Cooper is 12th. There went Pfluger around Larch in turn 3. Oh, Garrett Boyd got a little loose on the exit of turn number 4 there. Man, Dove that car to the inside. Did not lose much in the way of momentum, though. I'm impressed with Ross Cato's ability to just drive away from these guys, and I'm sure it's tires. So he may suffer for this on the next run. But if you can build 5 or 6 seconds, that's an eternity. And it will take those guys, a half a dozen laps to get to you or more. You're a third of the way through your next fuel run. I feel like he's going to have some tires that he can use on the next stop. But that last stop, he may be hurting because he may be only able to take 2. Garrett Boyd now up to 4th as he got around Larch. And I don't know, Pfluger's car looks to be falling off, or Larch's car looks to be falling off pretty quickly here. He gave a spot to Pfluger, and before the end of that lap, he gave another one up to Boyd. Thomas Brandner starting to come alive. He's up to 6th, and he's closing on this bunch in front. He got around to more. Here comes Robinson, Schmidt, and Stidham. I think Robinson's slowly starting to work back to the field while everybody else is working forward, and it's probably a no-tire versus 2-tire situation. So many strategies playing out. Here comes Kobe Stidham, that 36 car. Robinson 10th now, then Graves and Cooper, not far apart, but they run 11-12. Kevin Spaulding is 13th. Wansing is 14th. Positive he took no tires. We're going to see what he can do on that next run and the one after that, because he's going to have fresh tires for the last 2 runs of this thing. We're within 7 to 9 laps of everybody pitting again. We'll start seeing it somewhere between lap 36, 37, and lap 39. Everybody will make their way to pit road. I'll drop back just a little bit from Wansing in 14th to 15th place. Mike Forster, and he's got the whole racetrack to himself. Nobody in front of and nobody behind him. There's Brandon Steele. Steele is 4.5 seconds behind Forstner. And then Drew Neal is going to come by here as well. Meanwhile, Ross Cato. Michael Everett is on pit road again. Right sides. Left sides. Car's down on the ground. Maybe he got a speeding penalty. He's being held. I'm not sure. Well, watch. Austin Semmelman has been to pit road. He is now a lap down in 18th place. He's got fresher tires than the guys in front of him. But they're racing for position, and he's got nowhere to go. Going to have to wait him out. Now you can get to the inside of Stidham right here. I just don't think he's going to be able to make the pass because Stidham is kind of in the middle between the two, and he's using that wall of air to kind of hold them both back. Oh, little wiggle out of the 36. The 18 dropped it to the apron. We almost had the big one right there. That would have changed this entire race. So Michael Everett back on track. He is a lap down, almost 2. He's right here, and Cato is coming through 3 and 4. We're going to start seeing drivers drop off to pit road within the next 3 to 5 laps. There goes one. That looked like that was Galen Gidman who peeled off. We'll watch his pit stop, see what he does. Austin DeMore comes in as well. These two are on the same exact pit strategy. The 94 and the 7. Gidman into his stall. Right side's going on. Now DeMoore into his stall. That'll move Boyd to second, Pfluger to third, Brandner to fourth. We'll watch these guys come around, see if they come in. There comes Gidman out. Left side's on. 7-car drops off to Jack. Now, what does Ross Cato do? He stays out for another lap. Garrett Boyd through 3 and 4, and he's got Victor Pfluger close behind. Boyd will head for pit road, so will Pfluger. Thomas Brandner is going to head for pit road as well. So is Trey Schmidt, Kobe Stidham, Michael Larch, Robinson, Cooper. Here's the big pit. Casey Graves, however, elects to stay out another lap. Oh, Kobe Stidham slid through his box. He's got to back it up. That's going to cost him. Boyd in and out. Larch is in and still in his box. Oh, he's getting 4 tires right there. There went Pfluger. Larch is out. Here's Stidham rolling out. Robinson finally rolling away. So Cato's on pit road now. He gave up about 8 seconds. Maybe 9 seconds worth of lead. I was looking at the pit stops. When he decided to duck off, I didn't see how close Graves was. It's a lot more than that because Graves just now made it to pit road. So it was about 20 seconds. Left side's going on the 12 car. He'll wait for fuel, and he's away. So left side, a right side. He'll run another 18, 19 laps, come in and get his final set of tires. And then he might have to make a splash and go at the end of this thing. Wansing has the lead right now, and he's been able to go a lap or two further. But Cato is already on the track behind him. Now, Wansing will have 2 full sets of tires. But you have to make up a lot of ground because Cato will be at full steam going by when you come off the racetrack. So Wansing is going to have to drive the car for everything it's got for the next 2 runs. He should come in this time. He does not. Let's go on board and ride, and let's hear what the driver of the 5 car is doing every time around. Cato's behind him. You can see him in the mirror. Pushes in the clutch to roll these corners. Now Cato will be a lot closer. Wansing's still the leader. Cato got out with the lead and a 6.5 second gap over Gidman. And Boyd's about another 5 seconds behind that. Every corner, a little bit of clutch. That's saving fuel. It's not being hard on your tires. And caution! Caution is out. I'm positive we saw Brandon Steele right there. So that is going to change it a little, but not a lot. We'll go out. We're going to watch and see. Was that Drew Neal? Yeah. Let's see. Neal is out of fuel, and the car's going to come to a stop right here. And that's what had to have brought out our caution. We do not have any wrecks. We just had a car stopped on the track. So huge break for once. This is going to be a major break. Everybody else just pitted. There's no chance they come in. But he is going to be able to start in the pack on fresh tires, while everybody else is on none or 2. A very limited amount of drivers took 4 tires on that stop. And I'm positive that Wansing was on 2 fuel run tires, so he would save his 2 sets for the very end of this thing. That's a massive break for the driver of the 5 car. And everybody else is going to have to make a choice. So our first caution comes on lap number 37. Garrett Boyd is back on pit road. This may be fuel only for the 21 and the 24. Larch, a lot of guys are on pit road. Cato, Gidman, Schmidt, Stidham, Graves, Spalding, all stayed out. I think Brandon Steele looks like he's going to stay out. Michael Everett's going to be the waiver round car. He's going to be the lucky dog. There he goes. So he is going to get back on the lead lap. Neil, Mooney, and Lawrence are all out of this thing, but there goes some of our drivers headed out. And Garrett Boyd is the first of those. He took fuel only. Where is Wansing? Wansing is just now rolling out. 4 tires for the 5 car. Mike Forstner right behind him. So real quickly, let's grab a driver here. Ross Cato, Roger Wagner in the DSSN booth. You got a copy?
Hello, how are you?
I am good, sir. You have had the 12 car on kill all night long. I think that caution may have turned the table a little bit.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of up a creek here. And I think I should have pitted there and topped off. So, yeah, I think this has just gotten turned on its head, but I'm going to still try my best.
So on your first stop, you took a right side. Your second stop, you took a left side. Taking right side tires, I think a lot of guys elected to not take tires at all. That was a gigantic advantage.
Yeah, it was. I wanted to get a little distance with the fresher right side tires. And the first runs, you tend to usually be a little more abrasive. So I figured I'd kind of changing tires would be a little worth a little more on the first run. So looks like it was working out, but we'll see what I can salvage here.
Well, we're going to let you get to it. We know you guys got to figure out the rest of the strategy, get back there and work with your teammates and see if you guys can put a podium together, at least with 2 or 3 of you, all right?
Yeah, thanks for checking in. I hope we have a good rest of the show for you guys.
All right, buddy. Good luck out there.
Thank you.
That is Ross Cato, driver of the 12. Part-time driver on the series, but he is out here and he's running good. He's looking good. And we wish we could see him on a weekly basis. And we hope that that changes for him the rest of this season and going into next season because a very formidable driver out here. Very smart. Good analytical thinker. He thinks quick and seems to usually make really good decisions about what he's going to do. If there's somebody to challenge the thinking driver of Seth Wansing, the guy in the 12 car is that driver. So let's set it up. It's Cato and Gidman on the front row, Graves and Spalding in row 2, Boyd and Branner in row 3, Fluger, Larch in row 4, and DeMore and Robinson in row 5. As we restart. First caution of the night. We're just past halfway. We've been through the second set of pit stops. Luckily, everyone was kind of done with that. That's going to put everybody that's on the track back on the lead lap. Kobe Stidham. Is he off track? Kobe Stidham in the 36 car. Taking the car to the garage. Green flag in the air. We're back underway. If Stidham hangs around here long enough, we are going to grab him and ask him what happened to him. In the top 3 in points. Got to know what happened to that guy. He's had a stellar season. Restart through 1 and 2. It looks like the original start, but some of these guys on a little bit older tires, and it's a little wiggly. Gidman and Cato get lined up 1-2 in front of Graves. Graves is right in front of Spalding. Then Michael Larch is on the inside. He and Thomas Brander were going to battle for real estate, and Brander had the high side. Larch almost got the door shut on him. Just couldn't get there. Big drive to the center of the corner. Austin Damore. Power move getting into that corner. He goes right by Garrett Boyd. Boyd is going to fight it back on the high side. He's got some help with Robinson pushing him up that long straightaway. Boyd back in front of Damore. Thomas Brander now slid back to that group. He's back to the 6th spot. Oh, got a little push from the 30. Got out of shape right there. Yeah, a long way to go in this one still. Kevin Spalding trying to reel in Ross Cato. Cato giving up some space here to Larch. Got to remember, some of these guys still on 2 tires. Even though we had caution, they can't just go in and change tires. Casey Graves is going to go after Galen Gidman. Some of them are on 4 tires. Some of these guys are on 2 tires. Some of the guys didn't take tires because they took tires on the first stop. So Seth Wansing is now up to the 11th spot. He came out about 14th back there. And he's going to go around Garrett Boyd. Boyd is on a different tire strategy, and I sure hope that that works out. I know he went in topped off fuel, so he's going to have a shorter run, that last run at the end. These guys should be able to get themselves within about a 3 or 4 lap splash and go pit stop. That's what's going to matter. If you remember how to set your fuel for the last stop so you don't waste time on pit road. There goes Damore again. He's going to dip to the inside of Brandon Steele and Thomas Brander. And Seth Wansing taking evasive action. He goes all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. He's 3 wide on the bottom, getting down to turn 1. Backs all the way out of it. Going to keep some tire on the car. Not going to force that in there. He gives both spots back. He won't for long because he'll have Brander again down here around turn 2, turn 3. A lot of comers and goers. All right, now one of the comers, Casey Graves, has come from the back. Come around this time, he will lead. At the end of lap 44. Gidman and Larch 2-3. Then Robinson is 4th. Cato fell to 5th. He's got Damore, Steele, Spalding, Wansing, and Brander behind him. And then looks like Mike Forstner behind Garrett Boyd. 11-12. Cooper is still 13th. Victor Pfluger is way back here in 14th. He's going to lose a spot to Selman. He may lose a spot to Michael Everett right here as well. He may have 1 full set of tires left, and he's going to try to save as much as he can. See if he can get it down to just that 1 set. He got a lot to go. I mean, he'd have to go another 16 laps. I don't think anybody can do that. You are going to have something in the neighborhood of 4 to 8 laps that you've got to get fuel for at the end of this thing. The math just doesn't work any other way. Gidman 2nd, Larch 3rd. There's Matt Robinson. He's got a huge gap back to Demore. Demore has gotten clear of all of the chaos that is right here behind Brandon Steele in the 6th spot. That's Cato, then Spalding, then Wansing. Forstner is 10th. Brandner is up to 11th again. Boyd, Austin Semmelman on pit road. I did not see this coming. He may have, no, he couldn't have split it up. Yeah, no way. He must not have pitted on the last go around, and now he is in trying to get tires, fill up with fuel. He'll roll off, and as he rolls off, the leader now down in turn number 3. And Graves is launching these guys. He's doing what Cato did 2 runs ago. He is just driving away. Michael Larch moves around Galen Gidman up the front stretch. What you're seeing here, this is different tire strategies for all of these drivers. A lot of them had already made the bed because they pitted before the caution came out. There's no changing that. You don't get extra tires just because the caution comes out. So they've got to manage what they've got. You saw Ross Cato only take 2 tires on that stop right before the caution comes out. He's going to cycle back to the lead when Wansing goes in. Caution come out the lap before Wansing goes in. He's already made the decision. He's got to stick with it till we get to the next run, and then he can take 4 tires. So he'll have 1 set still in the pits. He'll have a lot of laps to run. He'll probably have to run about 26 or 27 laps on those and stop for fuel only 1 time. Here's Wansing. Wansing on fresh tires. And Wansing has nothing to lose. He can run this thing as hard as he wants. He's got a whole nother set of tires. He's still on his 2nd set. So he can go after these guys a little bit. Seth is going to try to maximize his fuel. There goes Spalding looking to the inside of Steele for 6th, I'm sorry. And he may get that done. He does. Steele down the hill in front of Wansing. Wansing having trouble getting around the 40 here. It'll be for 6th spot. Cato and Forstner back here, 9 and 10, and Mike Forstner finally bringing the 69 car towards the front. He's in the top 10. He's still 8 seconds off the lead. Michael Larch to the front. He goes around Casey Graves. So Michael Larch in the 48 now with 30 laps to go. Brings the 48 car to the point for the first time tonight. Graves is still 2nd. He's tight on the 48 right there. Then it's Gidman and Robinson tight behind each other for 3rd and 4th. And it is a big gap back to Austin Demore in that 5th spot. This next pit stop, the money stop really, Because if you've got a full set of tires left, you've got to get in great. You've got to be smooth to your box. You've got to get off great, because your last stop, that is fuel only, and that's always a wild card. But you can make or break yourself on the next stop. But these two playing a little peekaboo in the mirror, trying not to let that draft happen. Robinson to the inside of Gidman, getting into one. They'll swap spots. You got to get that done quickly, get lined up, and see if they can pull back up to the two in front of them. And Gidman, good pusher. He will probably sit there and push and try to get Robinson back up there with these guys, because that's where he wants to be as well. I think Gidman sits 10th in the points right now. Does have a win on the season. So does Michael Larch, who's out front right now. Gidman is already headed for pit road. This is an interesting strategy. DeMore went by. Those two pitted together every green flag pit stop. This time Gidman goes alone, and he is all alone. Is he going to bank on 2 tires or 4? We're going to watch his stop. Left side's going on. So left side's in fuel. And that'll get him to within about 10 to go. Larch, Graves, and Robinson. Then DeMore is quite a chunk off of these guys. He's almost 2.6 seconds off your leaders. Spalding is now 5th. Wansing is 6th. Forstner, Pfluger. Then Steele and Cato. And Brandon Steele, the Ryan Newman of DSRL, he just makes it so hard to pass. Not going to give you 1 square inch. You're going to earn every bit you get. Crosses over, and he is going to challenge Cato. Mike Forstner right in front of that is, he thought about challenging Pfluger and then thought better of it. And Brandon Steele. Ross Cato, this looks like this is going to shape up to be a fantastic battle here. And it's all for 8th and 9th and 10th. There goes Cato by getting into 3, that crossover. And a long front stretch. What's Cato going to do with the draft? He's going to try to follow in. Casey Graves heads for pit road. So does Kevin Spalding. Michael Everett heads for pit road as well. So Larch and Robinson are 1-2, separated by about a half second. DeMore is 3rd right now. Wansing is 4th, but Wansing is a good 8.5 seconds off of this lead. Forstner fell back off of Pfluger since we checked on them a couple laps ago. Cato got around Steele and got away from him. Boyd is 9th, and Nick Cooper is right now in 10th spot. Galen Gidman 11th. As Casey Graves came out right behind Gidman. Comers to go. There goes Ross Cato to pit road. The 12 car. Locking him up, getting down there. Now he's got a full set of tires. We'll see if he puts them on here. 25 to go. That means about 17, 18 laps, and then a splash and go for the last 6, 7 laps. It does not make a lot of sense to do 2 tires here. We'll see what happens. Right side's going on. We'll see if the left side jacks up. We'll check where the leaders are. Yeah, left side. He's getting all 4. So, Cato's going to be fast the last run. We'll see how much room he has to make up. Here comes your 2 leaders, Larch and Robinson together, getting onto pit road. No, but the announcer needs one, Tiny Dancer. DeMore and Pfluger both come in. Seth Wansing is staying out. We're positive that Wansing only has one more set of tires, but that's all he's going to need. If he can get another lap or two out of these, his splash and go is going to be so short. If you can use his 4 tires to make up all of this distance on the track, Gidman probably going to be your leader at least for a moment or two. When we get back to, where's Michael Larch? Yeah, Michael Larch and company just coming back on to the racetrack, and Brander was right there. Brander may have already made his stop. How he'd missed that, I don't know. Nick Cooper and Mike Forstner are on pit road now. We're getting down to the last of the stoppers. Seth Wansing, Brandon Steele are going to be it. We get through these pit stops. There goes Nick Cooper. 4 tires for the 69. He'll have a little skin in the game the rest of the way. There's Cooper. Wansing, your leader. He and Brandon Steele, the only 2 cars that have not pitted. We can hear silence from the engine of the 5. Now he lets the clutch out. He's going to go one more lap. I don't think he can make the 5 required. I really don't. But while we're waiting to see what he's going to do, Kobe Stidham, you got a copy. Kobe, you there, buddy? Apparently, Mr. Stidham is not available. So Wansing, Brandon Steele is now on pit road. And he's in his box. Right side tires going on. We'll watch, and then we're going to watch Wansing and see. He is going to make it so close. And he's down the way. He is going to blend in somewhere around 14th or 15th here. But now we're going to watch Wansing and see if Wansing. And he's going to go around again. Silence as the 5 drifts through turn 1. Now back under power. I just do not see how you can stretch, that many. There was way too many laps for that. He has a 20-second lead, but I don't think even with a 20-second lead he needs that getting on and off pit road, in my opinion. Everybody else has to make another stop. I get the strategy, but I just don't see how you can stretch this. And I don't think he is. He's staying way too low this time. He's coming in. So he will have to make a splash and go with about 2 or 3 laps to go. Now, Gidman up the short chute into turn 3. Wansing is already halfway down pit road. So can Wansing use the final set of tires and make up all the ground? He still has to make another stop. There the car goes up on the right side. We'll watch it go up on the left side. I know he has a full set of tires. There he goes. Gidman is by. Wansing is now 9th. Now he's 10th. He's 11th. He's 12th. Nick Cooper's coming up the front stretch. He'll probably be 13th before this is over with. And there he goes. So he went in the lead. He come out 13th on fresh tires. He is going to have to make up 23 seconds. Hello, Cody Terry. Sarah and Ariana. Well, welcome to the show. Here's your pass for the lead. Gidman pitted first. He got out first before anyone else was on pit road. Michael Larch and company several laps later, and it's showing up on the tires now as Larch goes by, and Robinson is right there, and I'm sure he is going to try to follow his teammate through and do the same thing. All of these drivers still have to make a splash and go fuel stop. It's going to come somewhere between 7 to go and 5 to go. Seth Wansing, on the other hand, can wait until 2 or 3 to go. Don't know if that's going to be the difference or not. There's no chance he makes 21, 22 laps out of this. It just does not get to happen. Kevin Spaulding and Nick Cooper are on pit road right now. And there goes Cooper. And Spaulding putting 4 tires on Cooper. Took his final 2 tires, and he got past Spaulding. Where is he going to come out? Because Michael Larch and company are coming up the front stretch. Now, those guys might be able to make it. They are going to be really close. I think Larch and Robinson are going to just try to drive away and hide. Cooper's still on the lead lap. He's the very tail of it. He is into the tunnel turn, and Larch and company are just about 4 seconds behind him. Kevin Spaulding is the first car a lap down. If we catch a caution, he'll be your wave around car. Get that lucky dog. Austin Demore is 4th. Casey Graves is 5th. Thomas Brander is 6th. Then Pfluger, Cato, Boyd, and Mr. Mike Forstner in the top 10 right now. We have had 1 caution. It came around lap 38, 39. We had green flag pit stops twice, and as soon as they completed, then we caught a caution. There goes Garrett Boyd to pit road. He's in the window. He'll make it from this point forward. The 10th place car will make it. Move Forstner up a spot. Ross Cato a little bit in front of that. Cato had a gigantic lead when we caught the caution. He was about 8 seconds ahead of the field. Think he had this thing figured out, and that totally exploded his strategy. Larch and Robinson have driven away from Demore. Garrett Boyd, Galen Gidman. Galen Gidman, I feel like he must have just come off pit road. Yeah, Gidman already went in for a splash and go. So he's going to try to keep the tires as fresh as possible for that run. There goes Graves. There goes Brandner. Everybody in the window. This thing has such a feel that it's going to go the rest of the way green. Get that in and then be able to use those tires when they're still fairly fresh instead of trying to use them at the very end with fuel in the car, even if it's just a little. Oh, Thomas Brandner. He just iced himself out of the slid through his box. And he's going to put left sides on. Wow. He'd be down and away. Casey Graves put 4 tires on. He'll get down and away just a little bit behind. So let's go see. We're going to see when Larch and Robinson think about coming to pit road. I copy, brother. You got to start the race, man. I had a hard time finding you in that different paint, but I did like that. I did like that 88 car tonight. So Larch, Robinson, Demore are still your top 3. Pfluger is about 6 seconds behind Demore. Cato's a couple seconds behind that. Then Forstner's up to 6th. Wansing is 7th. And Seth Wansing, on his final set of tires, he just needs about 2 or 3 laps of fuel. I feel like he might come in pretty quickly, get topped off. Maybe not. Sounds like he is clutching that thing. Trying to save. He came in with about 20 or 21 to go. I have a hard time seeing that you can get that many laps, but if anybody could do it, that guy right there. He has been very good at saving fuel. Galen Gidman is going to go around Michael Everett for 8th. Short pitted on this last run. Got himself in the window, got fuel in the car. Everett is 9th, and then Brandon Steele 10th right now. Thomas Branner is right behind that. Casey Graves then Garrett Boyd, Nick Cooper, Kevin Spaulding. Spaulding, the very tail end of the lead lap right now. There goes Larch and company. In and out very quickly. Pfluger, DeMoore in and out. What does that do to our leaders? Here comes Gidman. He's going to be back in the mix. Cato has the lead. DeMoore got right behind Gidman. Ross Cato out front. Mike Forstner is second. Seth Wansing is third. All those guys need to stop. Michael Larch, the first car that has fuel to get to the end. He's got 1.3 seconds on Robinson, and he's got about 4.5 seconds on Gidman. Mike Forstner ducks off and heads for pit road to get his splash and go. Cato all by himself up the backstretch. 9, almost 10 seconds ahead of Seth Wansing. He is not clutching that car. Seth Wansing, on the other hand, is doing a lot of clutching. And he's going to have to go at some point because he's only 9 seconds ahead of Michael Larch and company, who can make it on fuel. What would a caution with 6 or so to go do to this race? We don't want to think about it. There comes Larch. You can see Wansing down in turn 1. The gap is just shrinking. It's still at about 9 seconds, but Larch is not having to clutch the car. Gidman is 5th. DeMoore, Pfluger, Graves, Steele, Michael Everett now on pit road for his splash and go. Let's go watch his stop. As he heads into his pit stall. Fuel in and away he goes. There goes Ross Cato by. You can see Seth Wansing at the back end of the straightaway down there. If we watch Wansing, we'll see Michael Larch and Matt Robinson. You'll see Galen Gidman coming off that corner back there. Longest race of the season right here on this big, tricky triangle. There's your leader, 9.7 seconds out in front. 10 laps to go. Can Cato make it the rest of the way? I don't think he can. I think he's 2 to 3 laps short. I think Seth Wansing is at least 1 to 3 laps short. But he's been saving fuel since he came back out. And he still enjoys about 8.25 seconds over Michael Larch. And he is still saving fuel. His lap time's not really suffering too much. There's Robinson. Robinson's lap times and Larch's lap times mirror one another, and they are just about the same as Wansing. They're 2 to 3 tenths of a second faster. That's a lot, and you don't have enough time to make that up. Gidman. Right back here, his lap times in line with the front 4. He sits 5th. Austin DeMoore. This front 6, they're all running very similar lap times. And Ross Cato's starting to open the thing up a little bit. I think he knows he's got a pit. I think he knows there's no chance he makes it. Wansing still hugging the yellow line, still off the throttle, clutch engaged till he comes up off the corners. The gap is down to 7.5 seconds. If he can make it, this will be a monumental save of fuel. He's done it as good as anybody all season long, better than most. If he can get it done here, man, it's hard to beat a guy that can save fuel like this. Now if we watch Wansing come down the front stretch, we'll see that Larch is a little bit closer. Just a little bit. Galen Gidman now has caught up to Matt Robinson. And he looks like he wants to take that spot away. As he's starting to pick his lap times up a little bit. That'll move him to third. Larch has caught the lap car of Michael Everett. The gap to Wansing. Oh, Roscato. In and out. And he's going to fall from the lead to 8th. Now we've got to watch your leader. 8 laps to go. Does he have fuel? To make 7 laps to go. Does he have fuel to make the distance? 6.8 seconds. The gap has only closed a couple of seconds over the last 7 laps. Oh, Tiny Dancer, we don't want none of that. Fuel saving mode to the max. If he does this, this is going to be unbelievable. It'll be his 4th win of the season. And he's won one of these really on speed. The rest is all strategy and fuel saving and tire saving. So the master of doing it. Six to go. How much is in that tank? Gidman is still third, but Gidman is closing on Larch. And if Larch can make it, Gidman can make it, and Wansing runs out or can't make it, the race for the lead is going to come down to the 38 or the 48 and the 94. All the come together, all the go forward and back. And with 5 to go, what it probably looks like it's going to come down to is that Galen Gidman had a full set of tires on his last pit stop, and Michael Larch only took left sides. Tires may end up being the difference in this. If Wansing wins it, fuel was the difference. 5 laps remaining. 6 seconds from first to second, and about 8 car lengths from second to third. That could be your race for the win right here. Gidman knows he's got to get there and execute the pass quickly. He's got to run out of 2. He'll close up. He probably won't get it done. Larch will pick the inside. But I think it's just a matter of time now. Little contact. Larch left the door open a little, and Gidman went for it. Gidman had contact, and he had to save the car. That opens it up to 0.7 of a second. But with 4 laps to go, as fast as Gidman has been, he'll probably close it back up. It's just going to get really difficult to pass. Wansing goes by again. The gap is 5.5 seconds with 4 to go. Fuel saver supreme. Can he? Did he save enough? He went in. There was still about 20 laps to go. Gidman is going to get back to the 48. There's Gidman off of 2. Big run. Slid the car a little bit, but he had a good run. He got in good in 3. Can he get out good? The draft up the front stretch. Just not quite enough to get there. This awful late. Will he go for it? I don't think he will. 3 to go, and it's 4.7 seconds. Here's Gidman right to him. And this time, Gidman's got the inside, headed up the Long Pond stretch into turn number 2. Galen Gidman past Larch into second for the moment. It's 4.4 seconds, and Wansing around the lap car. Brandon Steele. Steele is 14th. 2 to go. Does he have enough? It's 1.5 seconds, the difference in lap times. Gidman, faster than Wansing. Just not enough laps to make that up. But does Wansing have enough fuel to make it to the end? Down to turn 3. Wansing still. Max save. Gonna come to the white flag. Does he have one more lap of fuel in the 5 car? The lead is 3 seconds this time. Did Gidman gonna run out of real estate? Did Wansing save enough fuel? It's 2.9 seconds. Wansing can't coast it from here. If he gets to turn 3, maybe. If he saved that much fuel, what a monumental amount of saving that was. If he runs out right here, well, it was all for nothing. It's down to about 2.1 seconds. He's looking for win number 4. He's going to get through turn 3. He is going to be able to get it to the checkered flag. Seth Wansing wins for the 4th time this season. Gidman got it close, 1.6 seconds. Larch is 3rd. Robinson and DeMore 4 and 5. Casey Graves, Pfluger, Cato, Boyd, and Brandner, your top 10. Forstner, Spalding, and Cooper, the last 3 cars on the lead lap. Wow. Seth Wansing. Well, that's why we do the top 5, Scotty. Seth Wansing. Unbelievable fuel saving. He went about 2 more laps than I thought was possible, no matter how you sliced it. Real quick, take a look here. Forstner 11th, Cooper in 12th, 13th with Spalding, Steele 14th, Everett 15th, Semmelman is 16th, Schmidt 17th, Kobe Stidham 18th with an early exit. Drew Neal, Larry Moody, and Doyle Lawrence rounded out the field tonight. Let's get Michael Larch. Mr. Larch figured out that he does need to bring that car to the front stretch. So he'll back her down pit road, and then he'll come around. And while he does that, we'll start moving our drivers where we want them. And we'll drag our driver in here, and let's talk to our third place finisher tonight in the 48 car. Michael Larch, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, fuel mileage, save the tires, weird caution timing. It all goes crazy, and you still come home third in this thing. Tell us a little bit about the challenges that this track and this race gave you guys tonight and how you overcame it to get a podium.
Yeah, it was definitely pretty challenging with the tire limit we had. And then fuel mileage, you can only get about 17 to 19, or in Seth's case, 20 to 21 laps if you're saving good enough. But yeah, it was definitely working out, I think, in my favor. And my teammate Matthew Robinson, we had a plan. We stuck with it. And I think we would have ended up pretty decent there, maybe 1-2 possibly if that caution didn't come out when it did. But all in all, really good race by all these guys, and it was a lot of fun.
Well, I got to ask you, a guy that just saves like the 5 car, what are you going to have to do for the rest of the season to try to start getting back in the win column to beat that guy especially?
Gonna have to hold him up more, maybe just nudge him into the wall when he goes past me every once in a while, see if I can slow him down that way. But no, I mean, Seth's really good. He's got speed, first of all, and second of all, when it comes to these long runs like this, he's really good at managing his tires and also his fuel. So it's going to be challenging, but I think it can be done.
Well, an awesome job, man. We know tonight was a very, very challenging race, the length of this longest race of the season, at what I feel like is a good track. It's just very technical, and you've got to be focused every lap. Trying to do all that with all the strategy presents so much challenge. It ends up being a lot more fun than a guy would think coming in.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, with having open setups and you can go there and make the adjustments and stuff, and then, you know, the top 5 in points going to the rear of the field every single week. I try to set my car up relatively loose, but no matter what on the long run, it was getting tight on entry and exit. And I was trying to hold the 94 back as long as possible, but I knew he was going to catch me and get around me there at the end. But no, it's very exciting with options and adjustments that we got available to us here.
All right, man, we'll give you some shout-outs before I let you go, and take a deep breath and celebrate with your teammate. You there, Michael?
Yeah. I'm
Oh.
sorry. I appreciate that. Yeah, I guess shout out to you guys up there in the booth at Dirt Racing Network. Premier Setups, supplying the setups here for us to run. Scott King Designs, BeefOBradys, Timber Creek for sponsoring the series here and the O'Reilly series. And yeah, I guess to everyone involved that puts us on week in and week out. It's been a lot of fun.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on the run. We'll look forward to seeing you back next week.
Thanks, Roger.
Michael Larch finishing in third tonight on the podium. And now we'll talk to the guy that come up just about a yardstick short tonight. And I don't know if that caution at about lap 38 messed up his strategy, but he looked like he was going to be the car to beat for sure early. What was the inevitable thing that relegated you to a second-place finish, Mr. Kidman?
I think Seth should quit driving race cars and open a chicken salad shop because he made some chicken salad tonight. That's all it was. I raced Seth early, and looks like maybe the car wasn't quite what he wanted, and he pulled off a really good fuel strategy to be there. We saw him doing it early, and we all decided there was just absolutely no way he could make that work, and he made it work.
I made a liar out of all of you guys, and he made a big liar out of the guy in the booth because I was positive he was 1 to 2 laps short, even on the final run, and somehow he gets there. You're closing it in. You get to Larch. You get around him pretty easy. It's about 4 seconds. You still got about 5 laps to go. Got to be a little hope there. He's either going to still run out of fuel, or you're going to be that much faster, and you can at least go challenge him.
So I got to Larch at first, and then just had a little misunderstanding what he was doing in a tunnel turn and just about wrecked him. And then so that cost me about a second and a half to, save it and then get back to him and pass him cleanly. Honestly, at that point, I'd kind of resigned that Seth was either going to run out or he wasn't, because it was still too big of a gap, I thought, that I could close in and I was catching him, but it didn't seem like I was catching him enough to indicate that he was that. Like, it seemed like he had it well in hand. If he was sketchy, I think he would have been going slower. So honestly, I kind of had a feeling for about the last 5 laps that it was more than likely going to be P2.
Well, an awesome run nonetheless, man. Give me some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you go catch your breath and celebrate a little bit.
Yeah, well, obviously it was a fun night to represent Timber Creek Homes of Southwest Florida. Beautiful race car, and nice to put it on TV for the right reasons tonight. So also want to thank BeefOBradys, Premier Racing Setups, Edmund Trophy and Awards, Scott King Designs, Digital Sim Sports Network, and Dirt Racing Network. Of course, you for putting on the broadcast. Had a lot of fun with my teammates and had a great car tonight. So just appreciate everyone.
All right, man. I will chat with you guys here in just a little bit, but thanks for chatting with us now, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Next week.
Galen Gidman finishing in a second here tonight, and now they want to put extra weight in his car. They want me to put a parachute on it. They want me to do all kinds of stuff to it, but the 5 car somehow, I think he's got an extra long fuel line. I don't know what it is. That guy can save fuel like no other. Seth Wansing, another fuel mileage race. How the hell did you get 21 laps of fuel out of that car?
Just lots of figuring out a line that worked to carry momentum through the racetrack, and lots of watching the relative to make sure I was keeping. I had to be 23 to 25 seconds behind the leader each stint to be able to have a big enough gap there at the end to still save but go hard too if I needed to on some stints and carry the pace, and went into it thinking 3-stopper, and we got her done. So I'm pretty happy about it.
Well, how close was it at the very end?
I had 1 lap crossing the line.
So if they get to you, you would have had enough to race for that final lap. They get to you with the white flag.
Yeah, I would have had
Awesome.
enough to race, but it would have been really, really close. I mean, it was 1.0 at crossing the line. So I could have went, but, it could have ran out too. So, was maybe carrying a little too much pace there. I thought they were going to be closing the gap faster, so I went a little hard at the beginning of the run, but backed her back down and got it to where I had a little insurance if I needed it.
Well, you keep winning these, and I think you've won 1 on true speed this season. The rest of them have all been great tire strategy, great fuel strategy. But 4 wins in this season, even though you've missed a couple of races, you're going to vault up there in the top 3 or so in points, I think. Looking at the points before the beginning of the race tonight, that is going to change some things. What is going to change for you when you got to start at the back for the rest of the season?
I don't know. Not a whole lot. I might be more aggressive on the start of the race, but I was a pretty aggressive full tilt boogie for about 5 laps there, grabbed the lead. The car could have handled clean air better. I was thinking 3-stop anyway, so I knew I was going to run hard for the first 5 laps. I knew that's the allotted time I had to run hard before I needed to start saving fuel. Galen had a really good car. I would have liked to held the lead and maybe backed or set the pace there. I started to drive away just for a second. And then for some reason, the only time that it did it, the car got really tight in clean air in 1 and 2. But I made a brake bias adjustment there, made another small adjustment on my line, and then about the time Galen passed me, it was about time for me to start saving anyway. So I started saving from there and made sure I maintained my gap. But, I mean, it won't change a whole lot. It'll just be, figuring out how my strategy or my speed fits in when coming through traffic. I'm going to be ultra aggressive coming through traffic, or also I can make sure I have a certain spot where I need to be, or relative or lap time to where I think I'm going to be okay. So, but I don't think much will change.
Well, an awesome job, man. You're going to win half of the first races, the first 7. You win 4 of them. And definitely the missed races are going to hurt you in the points a little, but I don't think that's going to go for long if you continue to win. So awesome job tonight, man. Give me some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you go celebrate a little bit.
Yeah. hate that I missed the first two. Man, I'm surprised we had a caution. That caution kind of hurt me a little bit, honestly. I was gonna have a little bit more. I was gonna three stop it either way, and I thought, I mean, it put me farther back on track position, but it worked out nonetheless. But want to thank you for broadcasting, everybody at Digital Sim Sports Network, Dirt Racing Network, Timber Creek Homes of Southwest Florida, BeefOBradys, Premier Racing Setups, Edmund Trophy and Awards, Scott King Designs, and all the admins and all the drivers and everybody that makes Mondays and Tuesdays go. Cannot do it without them. Want to thank my personal sponsors, Midwest Barbecue, Hooray Grills, Rocking K Logistics, and County Beverage of Anheuser-Busch Lee Summit. And, everybody watching at home, hope they had a fun time.
All right, man, real quick, because I didn't ask you at the beginning. Driver, what was under the car tonight?
Setup you sent me. So yeah, the setup that was in there. So
the first one or the last one?
It was the last one.
So the Premier Racing setup is the one that you won that race tonight with.
Yep, the Premier Racing setup. Yep, was the one that I won that race with today. So big thanks to them, and big thanks to you, and we'll keep chugging along.
All right, Mick. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on the win, and I look forward to seeing you back next week.
Thanks, sir.
Seth Wansing picking up a win, number 4, and like they say, get one or chase one. Premier Setup. We provide those as they help us out around here, and that 1-2 tonight for those drivers. Both of them on setups provided by Digital Sim Racing League. So, awesome job with these guys tonight. It's always fun watching these guys save fuel or save tires or what it is. We love to see the great side-by-side racing like we saw in the truck series last night, but we also like to see guys use strategy, make good decisions, make their way to the end, and pick up victories. So, hope you guys enjoyed the show as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. It was a fantastic race. We saw a lot of comers, a lot of goers, a lot of passes tonight. I don't even know how many passes. I don't have that stat in front of me, but a ton. Several leaders. Different strategies worked out to get guys to the front. The next series, they went to the back. So, if anything, there's a lot of diversity, and everybody's got a shot in here. You just got to have the right things fall the right way at the right time for somebody to win. But I want to thank you guys for being here. Taught you there's no reason to do this without all the awesome leagues getting us great racing like we see each and every night right here on the network. There is nothing for us to cover, so a high five and a pat on the back all the way around to everybody involved, both sides of that coin. Until we